Boom. And we back. Chasing chips. I'm Charles.
I'm Josh.
Hey, buddy. You all right?
No, not really. Not feeling that great. A little hungover. Was kind of slightly depressed how things turned out for the Suns yesterday, but we'll get to that.
Oh, we getting right to it right now. I mean, y'all took an L. Y'all were winning by double digits and
Yeah, we did.
decided to just not show up and my bad and show up and do y'all thing. And I don't know what happened, so I'm trying to figure out. You tell me what exactly happened. Lost by what?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot there.
9. Had a game.
Yeah. I get it. It's fine. I mean, this is how basketball works. This is why I love the game, is that you're going to lose some, and that's why when it comes to playoffs, you have a 7-game series. I still do believe that we can beat them as is in a 7-game series, but they beat us on Christmas, and, kudos to them. I don't want to stray away from giving credit. And, I am a delusional Suns fan for sure, but I'm going to embrace reality sometimes and just realize that, hey, sometimes we're beat. We lose. They were the better team last night, and it showed. They clearly wanted it more. I would say one of the main reasons why we lost was rebounds. We just sucked with, getting those rebounds, and they had a lot of second chances, and they were just hustling for loose balls. And Draymond Green, Kuminga, they all played great. Otto Porter Jr. all of a sudden just turned into Tracy McGrady the last 3 minutes of the game, and that was very frustrating. I mean, he was not only just hitting open shots, he was hitting fadeaway mid-range shots. He was all over. His jumper couldn't miss, and that was insane.
No. It was a sight to see.
A dude that's averaging 9 points a game right now just went off the last 3 minutes as their closer. So that's very frustrating. And plus, I want to reiterate something that I mentioned in the beginning of the season. Whenever we had our 3 losses, then we turned it around. We had our streak and stuff like that. But I want to visit what I said earlier in the season and revisit that. Is that I think that Jay Crowder should switch with Cam Johnson. I think Cam Johnson should be starting. He's averaging right now for the season, his 3-point percentage is at 43%. And he's got 10 points per game. More points per game than Jay Crowder. And Jay Crowder has 6 or 7 more minutes per game. Jay Crowder's, I think he's shooting 33 or 34%, 34% from 3. Cam Johnson's beating him at all statistics. And plus, I think he's a better rebounder. He can jump higher. He's bigger. From my perspective, he's bigger. Jay Crowder might be stacked, but I think Cam Johnson has got more ups, and he's able to get a lot more rebounds and box out. I think that was one of our main issues. Jay Crowder was a negative. His plus minus yesterday was -15. Cam Johnson's been killing it. So why not try something new? Unless we're going to pick up someone on the trade market, or we're going to pick up I do think that we need a veteran in that second unit, whether that's an Eric Gordon to help with the guard load, because Cameron Payne's been struggling. He's been very frustrating to watch. I know you hate.
Wait! I don't want you to move on from Cam Johnson. I want to just say that I agree, and because I think Cam is the person that's going to bring some youth and just better percentage. I think when he shoots the ball, I don't automatically think it's going to be a miss. Jay Crowder, every time he shoots, I go, man, bad shot. I be in the house with other people just yelling bad shot when I see Jay Crowder about to shoot the ball. Yeah. I don't care if it goes in or not. I just think of the bad shot whenever he shoots the 3. That's simple.
He went 2 for 8 last night from the 3, and it went 3 for 11.
Because he shoots that thing, man. That's the thing that bothers me, is that he shoots it like he's a 3-point shooter.
No.
He shoots 10 to 15 threes, 8 to 13 threes a game. And that's somebody that's a 3-point shooter type of volume. He's not that.
I mean, he's a career 34% 3-point shooter. So, I mean, he shoots like he is, Davis Bertans, or someone that is a Duncan Robinson or something like that.
Yeah.
The volume he shoots is pretty substantial for someone that only shoots a 34% career 3-point shot. So I don't really get it. He's very frustrating to watch. And plus, here's my thing too, is that the Warriors did beat us. They out-hustled us. They just played really well. Some of their role players stepped up, and kudos to them. But in a 7-game series in the playoffs, is Devin Booker going to get 13 points? Is he going to average 13 points? Definitely not. So he had an off game on Christmas.
He always has an off game though in the playoffs though. Like one game he doesn't go play well.
Yeah, and that's fine, But am I going to sit here and believe that the Warriors are the better team in a 7-game series? I still don't think so.
No.
But to build on our team right now, I do think that we're still missing a veteran on that second unit, and I do think that Jay Crowder and Cam Johnson should switch. There's no way that how good Cam Johnson is playing right now, he should be averaging 20 minutes a game. He should be starting. Give that man 30 minutes a game and give Jay Crowder. Maybe Jay Crowder is that veteran that we need in the second unit. I don't know. Who knows? I'm just very frustrated with Jay Crowder. I think that
the Warriors are loving it. The Warriors are saying it's a big time win. Like this was a very important, pivotal win against y'all. Like they're like, we kind of got we got him now. Like almost that's how it feels. Otto Porter pointing at y'all after he hit that shot, hitting it, pointing at y'all, pointing at the bench. Like, yeah, we got
first
y'all
of all,
now,
Otto Porter Jr., you need to calm your ass down if you think that.
I'm just saying, it is what it is. He went on an 8-0 run by himself.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah,
and y'all don't play again until March. So
that's basketball, though.
I mean, it is basketball, but this was a pivotal game because you had the first game, and then you played again like 3 days later, and then you were playing on the biggest stage in the NBA season. Yeah. And now you lost that one kind of soundly. You know what I'm saying? Your best player played bad. Yeah, Devin Booker, we always talk about the media be getting on him for not showing he's an MVP and things like that. Today was a day to show up.
Right. But I will say that we tend to react very well whenever we get humiliated. For example, remember when the Lakers did that whole thing with Jay Crowder, and that, made us look stupid. And then the Lakers still haven't beat us from that day. They still haven't beat us, So I almost embrace, listen, I'll give kudos to the Warriors. They were the better team last night. They beat us. Congratulations. But I'm trying to look at the bright side here. And the Suns needed to get hit in the mouth. They needed, sometimes you need to get hit in order to wake up. So whether that means that our management, like James Jones, let's make a trade for a veteran, or whether that means Monty, you need to change up the lineup, or whether that means Devin Booker, you can't have games like that, on the main stage, So I feel like we're gonna bounce back and we're gonna be all right, and that's what's beautiful about basketball is that there's a 7-game series in playoffs, so you're gonna have to come with it throughout the whole series, not just one game. So that's congratulations to them. They won their game. But I'd still taking the Suns in the series. And that's my piece.
And you didn't. Okay. All right. There it is. I mean, I don't got to be that guy. What happens? They bring it out. Everybody already saying as soon as they won, oh, man, they beat the best team in the league.
All right.
The Suns. And they got Clay coming back in January. Yeah. And next time y'all meet, he be nice and warm. Y'all don't meet again until March 30th. So Clay's going to be nice and warm by then. I got Warriors fans telling me Wiseman's just going to have to do what he has to do. Stand there, be a big guy, put his hands up, get some rebounds. We ain't going to ask from him nothing else, nothing more from him. Right. And you know what I'm saying? People already, that was one of the games where I feel like the kind of tide turned. Everybody was already, kind of shy on saying the Suns were the better team. And, we're the main people that saying the Suns are the better team. But then that one was like, everybody was like, all right,
even if we would have won that game, we still wouldn't have got the national media credit.
I disagree. That's completely disagree with you.
Stop it. Dude, they never talk about the Suns. I promise you, bro. If we would have won that game, they would have talked about how the Warriors lost the game, not about how the Suns won the game. That's how it always works, dude.
Yeah,
I guarantee if we would have won that game, I guarantee today or on Monday, they would have been talking about how Steph Curry, needs more help and that Klay Thompson is coming back and he's going to be, the Warriors are going to be even much better. And it's just that's the narrative that would have transpired after the Suns would have won. So
that is exactly right.
You know what? Like either way, we wouldn't have got our credit. So let them have their moment. Let the Warriors have their moment, and we'll see in the playoffs. Bitch.
Oh man, he don't sound mad at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm bitter, but
you guys lost.
You got to deal with the loss.
You guys lost, and unfortunately,
we're still looking pretty good.
My Clips got some bad news. We got George sprained an elbow. Sprained his elbow December 6th. Woj rested in rehab for 2 weeks and returned to play versus Spurs and the Kings that week. After he felt pain, testing revealed tear in collateral ligament. They'll see how the elbow responds in the rest of 3 to 4 weeks before determining next steps. It's a very, very bleak look. I mean, people hit me. I was already getting tweets like, "Oh, y'all curse this, y'all curse that. Clippers are cursed. This, that, and the third." He's out for 3 to 4 weeks to get reevaluated. They're talking about him being out for the entire season.
All for like an elbow? Like he got an elbow injury?
Yeah, he tore he's like collateral ligament. So it's like, It's just like you can't on his right elbow too. So it's a shooting hand. So see if he was his left, he could Kobe it, put a thing on it, just not use it. But when it's a shooting hand, you got to extend, and that's just not the business. So it's one of those things like, can we make the playoffs? I mean, I had 50 games, then winning 50 games this year. I don't know. We get to 50 games.
Hold up. You said 50. Well, first you said 54. Then you said 52. Now you're saying 50. I swear to God, you change it every time we bring this up. You go down. You go down every time.
All right. I said 54. Leave me be. I'm trying to get it down. But Paul being out, we're 3-3 without him this season. And the thing is that we beat teams we were supposed to beat when we don't have them. And the biggest thing we got to see Reggie step up. I mean, it's very hard for us. It's just very bleak, man. Like, I just wanted to, and it's just.
Is Eric Bledsoe about to drop 30?
Eric Bledsoe would drop 30 in the first half and score 0 the second. That's his MO, and that's what we're not going to get on Eric. We're going to talk about how this offense has to move the ball. Nicholas Batum, Reggie Jackson, Terrence Mann's probably going to start. We got Zubac. We got Marcus Morris got to step up. Everybody has to step up and play the game. I mean, he averaging 26 points a game, Paul. So you just got to decipher that points around. Just once again, Tyronn Lue is a very good coach, so I trust that his coaching ability with the guys that we have can get us to the playoffs. Do I see us getting past first or second round without a Paul George or something like that, or even a Kawhi? Now, like, it's tough. I mean, we're seeing Kawhi back in the gym. He's working out again. He's getting back to being healthy. So it's a very, very weird.
Kawhi back in the gym?
He is back in the gym. Thank you very much. You know what I'm saying? So you're not
like a press conference or what? What was he doing in the gym?
You don't have the Clippers post, bro. You stay over there in the Suns area, all right? Stay over there with all the Suns stuff, all right? Just enjoy your loss. Let me get my thing off about my team. Leave me be because I'm going to see him today. I'm going to see him play the Nuggets. So hopefully we'll see what they look like. First game against a solid team, not a great team. Not a bad team, but a solid team. So this is going to be a good test to come out the gate to how they react. So that's how I'm going to see this Denver game pretty much is like, how is the team going to react to knowing they may not have Paul George for the rest of the season? Are we going to come out and sulk and be sad and get blown out by 20? Or we're going to come out and play hard, play guys, step up, knock down shots because we have games we play the Nuggets today on Sunday, and then we play the Nets tomorrow, which is definitely a beatable team. And you saw the Lakers come back on them down by 23 and came back, almost won, but just, Russell Westbrook happened. And then we have teams like the Nuggets, the Celtics next, and the Raptors and the Nets again, and then Timberwolves. Like, we have games you got, and then we play y'all in January. So that game is probably going to be an L. But I'm just going to say the other ones, those other games with other guys are out,
Yeah.
Because the funny thing about the Suns, they're one of the healthiest teams in the league. I don't think anybody's been hit with safety protocols by them. Them, the Warriors.
Hey, knock on wood. Hey, come on. Let's not have some bad luck towards us coming. But yeah, you are right. We have been out of the safety protocol, which is kind of goes hand in hand with our management and just like how good our management team is and our health team. But here's my perspective on the Clippers is that this is potentially an opportunity for some of your young players to shine. Maybe you see some of them and how they do if they get more minutes and get the ball, they get more touches. Like for example, Brandon Boss Jr. Right?
Yep, that's the main guy. He's gonna get the most touches.
Give that man more touches. Let's see how they go. Let's see how they do. Maybe this is a learning experience for everyone on the Clippers organization to see if should we, does Terrence Mann have more value than we think? Does Brandon Boston Jr. have more value than we think? Players like that.
It's very weird right now in a sense where not a people allow. There's not a lot of trades happening. Not a lot of trade talks. Not a lot of none that we've heard that's like, oh my gosh, that might happen. The funny thing for me is the Indiana. All them people they put on the table and nothing's happened. No.
It will. Miles Turner.
I know it's gonna happen. It has to happen. They got a month and a half left. The trading deadline's upon us. Christmas Day is over, so now we're gonna start seeing some things really happen. But we got to get to the other Christmas game. You know what I'm saying? The Lakers Nets. Now everybody was like, "Oh, this Christmas game is gonna be whack. There's no KD, no this, no." Some people were like, "There's no stars." I'm like, LeBron is playing. Westbrook is playing. James Harden is playing. Yeah. And guess what? Patty Mills is playing. Patty Mills went nuts, boy.
But he's in training. He can shoot, man. He's a little.
Patty Mills has always been clutch. I mean, the funny thing, people were surprised and obviously it was a casual. Was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know Patty Mills was this good. Patty Mills is a consistent clutch point guard. Funny thing, he picked the Nets over the Lakers when he was in free agency. He had a chance to go with the Lakers or go with the Nets, and he picked the Nets. So,
which is a great it's a great place for him right now.
It is.
It's really great with James Harden, and he's a great role player. He's a veteran. He has no ego. He just when he gets the ball, he knocks down shots, and he also knows how to move the offense. I had a feeling that the Lakers are going to lose this one.
I thought they were gonna win, man. I thought they were gonna win the game. I also gotta say this, man. I gotta say my piece about the Lakers. All right. I am born and raised in Los Angeles. Correct? Okay. I am born and raised here. I have probably seen more Laker games than a Laker fan that's not from LA. So my household is a Los Angeles basketball household. We watched Jordan growing up. Obviously, I'm a big Jordan fan. When he retired, I became a Clipper fan. But my older brother, is a Lakers fan. We watch every Lakers game, every Clippers game. So when it comes to the Lakers, I may talk smack about them, but I am not I'm not a normal guy that hates the Lakers. I don't hate the Lakers. I have a soft spot for the Lakers. I like when the Lakers won championships. I was happy they were winning championships. It's not a bad oh man, the Lakers won a championship. The Clippers didn't. No, I know how bad the Clippers have been franchise-wise. I know how bad they've been up to the early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? After Darius Mount, Elton Brand, we got better. We got Steve Ballmer, who were definitely a whole different franchise than when we were with the other guy, the racist. So, Lakers fans know that I talk smack about the Lakers because I know I can, and I can take all the smack y'all talking about the Clippers, but the Lakers, man, they're a team that if they can put it together, and I know a lot of people keep saying they can, if there's a lot of ifs, and there's LeBron has to carry another team. Yes, that's what LeBron likes to do. I don't know where has anybody not seen this before? LeBron loves carrying. He loves it. That's what he loves, being the leader, making it move, making them great, making them not great, and things like that. He likes that. That's the thing. People understand does he have to? Do I think his team is under? my God, did you hear
that? Yeah.
Sheesh. That's my daughter. She's yelling. Y'all understand, like the battles my daughter and my wife be having is hilarious, but it's like, man, she's only 3, and she's like, we gonna have this is gonna be ongoing. People used to tell me my moms and daughters used to spat. I used to be like, yeah, yeah, right, whatever. They love each other so much. No, I see it now, and I'm like, whoo.
Getting heated in there.
It's different. Yes, but anywho, like the Lakers, I thought they were gonna win, bro. I thought for one, I was sad to see that they were down by 20, but they're also happy at the same time because I'm like, what is going on? Like what? And then
well, I mean, 80s hurt. 80s hurt. Let's be real.
Yeah, let's be real.
That is a problem. And then Westbrook, I don't know, man. It's just he got his triple double, but how many turnovers did he have yesterday? Probably a solid 6 plus, maybe.
Well, I mean, I don't need to look it up. I guarantee he probably had.
And I mean, I don't know. Their just offense doesn't flow. I mean, I think we knew from the beginning that this team is going to struggle because they don't have shooters. They don't have shooters, you know? And people be like, oh, Kendrick Nunn and Trevor Ariza. Like, stop. It. You know, those are not like the shooters.
Kendrick Nunn ain't even touched the floor yet.
Right. Those are not the shooters that I'm talking about. And plus, they don't really have a big man. You know, who's their big man? DJ? That dude needs to retire. That dude's garbage. I'm sorry. Listen, he had a great career, but DJ is not a great center nowadays. He's not even a good center. He's a below average center.
Yeah, I know.
And then they got to have a Hartenstein or whatever, the guy you got that sets great picks.
Isaiah.
I'd rather have that guy than DJ because DJ is a liability on defense. Certainly.
Yeah, let's not waste our breath on DeAndre Jordan. All right. Let's not waste our breath.
I'm just calling out the problems.
On these Dwight Howards or anybody else on that team. At the end of the day, it's as much as I'm a big Westbrook fan, not to be like his Westbrook, but last night, that game against the Nets, the momentum was there, and he missed the layup. And then he came down. They got to stop. And they came down and missed the dunk. Got hung. Like, bro, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do that.
You got to find LeBron in that last 30 seconds or whatever.
And the funny thing, about that, people are already like, LeBron was wide open. I'm like, LeBron, I guarantee you LeBron was going to shoot that. LeBron was going to catch it, get the D to come to him, and hit Carmelo. Carmelo's next to him, just as wide open. You know what I'm saying? But knowing LeBron and what he's done over his career, I can't. In Christmas Day, you're like, but LeBron knows that Carmelo, one of his best friends, is a better shooter. Get that thing to the left, he gonna shoot it. You know what I'm saying?
Westbrook, you gotta get that up. No matter
he does gotta give it up.
If it's Melo, you know, LeBron, whoever, Doris Burke, whoever, just pass that ball. You should not be shooting that thing, you know, with 30 seconds left.
No. I just feel for Laker fans, man, because they really want their I
don't feel for them at all. I'm sorry. Like they annoy the shit out of me. Lakers fans annoy the shit out of me. Like they are the one. Lakers fans have the most casuals out of any franchise. I'd say this is my opinion. It doesn't have to be yours, but it's my opinion. I think that there is certainly, as far as density of casuals on one team, Lakers take the crown on that one. And secondly, they just annoy the shit out of me. Like they fight amongst each other so much that, you know, it is kind of entertaining to watch, but they are the most irrational fans in the NBA. Any reason for them losing is someone else's fault. It's like a problem. They're always like self-destructive. They always are quick to jump on you if your team loses, but if their team loses, there's always an excuse.
I mean, the Laker fans are bullies. That's what it is. When you've won so much, you become bullies. That's what it is. You lean on an argument that you have championships. You lean on the arguments that you won a championship in the past few years.
Right.
But for me, I'm like, since the great one of the greats passed away, and that's all. But when he retired, boy, them seasons were rough. And that one season they won the championship was good, but it's something about the fans that they just, like you said, they get really mad at each other. They get mad at other people that talk about the Lakers. If you're not a Laker fan, they're like, you don't know how it feels. If you're not a Laker fan, you don't understand things like that. And I get it. You don't understand, but I definitely understand. I run into a whole bunch of casual Laker fans that can't name 10 guys on a team. I think you're a casual fan if you can't name 10 people on your
team. Yeah. I mean, honestly, you should be able to name all the players on your team, but
you should.
Whatever.
You should.
It is what it is. All right.
You should.
I just texted Dugan. We got any more topics before Dugan comes on?
We're gonna put you to the test though. Go ahead and name 10 people from your team.
I can name all the people on the Suns.
Oh, okay.
You want to go through it? All right. You pull up the list. Make sure I'm right.
Now, I'm about to right now.
We got DeAndre Ayton. I'll do the starting five first.
I'll just go
DeAndre Ayton, Jay Crowder, Mikal Bridges, Devin Booker, Chris Paul. Then we got Cam Payne, Landry Shamet, Cam Johnson, Abdul Nader, Hutchinson. We got JaVale McGee, Frank Kaminsky, Dario Saric, and Alfred Payton. And who am I missing? Am I missing one more?
Chandler Hutchinson?
I said Hutchinson.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. And
you say Nader?
I said Abdul Nader.
You did Jalen Smith?
Oh, yeah, Jalen Smith. There you go.
Jalen Smith. How you forget
I didn't forget him. I just he's just a forgettable player. In the sense of we haven't played him at all nearly, and he's got no trade value, or we haven't really hit the market with him yet. But anyways, I can name every Suns fan. No problem. You go, motherfucker.
Yeah, well, you know me.
No, you go.
Paul George.
Who's that?
Paul George? Oh, don't do that. Hartenstein, the rebounding king. Serge Ibaka, Reggie Jackson, Keon Johnson. We got Luke.
Johnson.
We got Kawhi, Terrence Mann, Marcus Morris Sr., dude from Ohio, Jason Preston. We got the JUCO cat, Jay Scrub. My center, Zubac. The best.
You've got my favorite player.
We got Nicholas Batum and Eric Bledsoe and Brandon Boston Jr. Yuck. And then we just signed Moses Wright, and we just signed another guy called Xavier Rhodes, I think. Xavier Rhodes or something like that.
Man, you got a bunch of no-name players.
That's not Xavier Rhodes, ain't right.
I play with some of these guys at the YMCA.
Oh, don't do that.
No, I've never heard these guys before.
Don't play. All right. We can. We're duking at. We're duking at.
Is he in the waiting room?
He is not. He is
all
not.
Right, so we got a special guest coming. He is a diehard Nuggets fan, Denver Nuggets. So we're gonna start adding. We had our special guest a couple episodes ago. Ethan Bush was a big Cavs fan from Cleveland, and we had him on to talk about the Cavs. And then we got my good old friend Nick Dugan, who is a huge Nuggets fan and a Jokic stan and loves Jokic. So we're going to have more guests on to talk about their teams, just because we're interested in, adding more content from other teams. We want to cover the whole NBA, and we don't want to focus always on the Clippers and the Suns. And we want to, have some deep dives into what's happening right now with the teams. So.
And the Nuggets won. Nuggets lost yesterday. So
yeah, they did.
They lost.
They're booty, and we're gonna express that to him.
Yeah, it's a very, very monotone type of podcast today, because we just taking L's. Suns lost. Paul George's announcement comes out yesterday. Just not really a happy day on the Chasing Chips podcast right now. You know what I'm saying? We're positive people. We're gonna be happy now. Our lives, I'm very happy. But But
I would resend him the link.
I just felt like man, we just can't get a break. I'm just so frustrated.
Send him the link.
He's here.
Oh, here he is. There he is, the legend, my guy.
Fellas, how are we?
Oh, we're good, bro. So, Dugan, I already did kind of like an introduction, but we appreciate you having you on. And for everyone watching, this is a very good friend of mine, and he is a huge Nuggets fan. We were together when the Suns swept the Nuggets last season, and he was a good sport about it. I do like the Nuggets team. Unfortunately, they've been plagued by injury, but I'm going to let you kind of dive in to what's going on with the Nuggets. Appreciate having you on, bro.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you both having me on, Charles. Nice to meet you in person, man. Yeah, I appreciate y'all. Yeah, so I don't know where you want to go with it, but yeah.
By the way, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Dugan,
go ahead.
but by the way, I know that you guys have just met now in person, right? But not to cause a little stir in commotion or anything, but Dugan has disagreed with some of your Clippers takes, Charles. Not to pin you guys against each other, but that's exactly what I'm doing. He's been saying that your confidence on the Clippers is very irrational. So maybe
something that I respect. I respect, I respect it. I do. And I'll be honest with you. Before the season, I looked at that Clippers roster, and I didn't love it, man. I really did not like it. But I have no room to speak, though, because one of the things that we're going to talk about, I'm sure, is that the Nuggets have probably one of the worst rosters, not of just this year, probably that I can remember in a very long time. So I have no room to speak here, but I will be honest with you, Charles. At the beginning of the season, I put the Clippers down, in playing game territory. I just had no faith, and I will give this up. PG has shown me wrong. I've always been a fan of Paul, but I didn't know if he could necessarily carry the team without Kawhi, and I think he's done a great job this year. I haven't watched a whole lot of games of them specifically, but from what I can see from 30,000-foot view, it seems like he's really doing his job, which has them above the Nugs. So I can't really talk too much trash now, but I will say, to Josh's point, he's right, and I will be the first one here to put my hand up and say, you know what, they're doing a lot better than I thought. I just didn't like the roster, and I would love to hear overall what you think of not just not having Kawhi and all those guys, but all these guys that I guess you're just rotations. Like, do you feel like your rotations can get you deep into the playoffs, or how do you feel about when you start talking about guys number 6, 7, 8, that bench unit coming in, and then the rotation with them swinging in?
He started, dog.
How do we feel about that?
I just feel like we have a fantastic coach, and it's just one of those things. I think just a blessing to have. A lot of teams don't have that. Don't have a coach that's just really good at running an offense with anybody. With the teams he had with LeBron, the teams LeBron had in Cleveland with Ty Lue weren't good. Their roster wasn't great either. Like, it was LeBron, Love, and Irving, and that was it. And I feel like us staying afloat, being 17-17, and where we're at right now, is way better than a lot of people thought we were going to be. I think being 5th and 4th and 3rd for a little part of the season, but now it's really got to test Tyrone and see what he has to do, because with no Paul George for the next 4 weeks, maybe for the rest of the season, no Kawhi, like that, your prediction of the playing game might be something that's really going to happen. So right now, their focus is just like, look, can we stay afloat? Can we just get this ball moving? Everybody's got to get involved even more so, because like you said, Paul George was averaging 26, 6, and 6 every single game. It was happening. He was playing well. We just, every time the Clippers lost, was pretty much somebody who did not step up. Reggie Jackson just didn't step up. Eric Bledsoe had 15 in the first half, but didn't step up for the rest of the game. Zubac only having 8 points and 5 rebounds. Ibaka coming back in and just not doing anything. So we have to have other guys step up. Brandon Boston Jr. has been stepping up. Marcus Morris has got he's not injured anymore. He's back in the game. Nicholas Batum was going in and out of injury, so he's back too. So it's just one of those things. I always trust our 3-point shooting are always going to keep us in games, and our defense is very, very good. So I think those are 2 things that we stand on. Yeah. And it's just the other people that's not to score.
So the Nuggets and the Clippers, they play today, right?
Tonight, yeah, they play tonight.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to the game. I'm going to the game.
Good for you. Okay, you are about to witness You're about to become a newest member of the Church of Jokic. You're about to witness the God himself. He had a terrible game last night, or last game against Charlotte. Still put up massive numbers, but shot terribly from the field. I have a strong prediction. He's going to come out real tough tonight. Vegas has us, by the way, just throwing this out here. Vegas has us as a 3.5-point favorite tonight. So they're not believing in the Clippers. Another interesting thing is that 538, which is, I don't know how deep you want to go into stats and stuff, but I'm kind of a stats nerd sometimes. And that's a big projection site that I think a lot of people use. But 538, this is crazy for me. Okay. So I'll admit that it's kind of tough, but they still have the Nuggets projected to finish 4th in the West, even with really, really, really dependent on Jamal coming back strong. But they have the Clippers finishing at 7th. So hearing what you said, Charles, I don't know. It sounds like that might even be with this new PG injury, of course. They might be giving you a little bit more credit than even you think, it sounds like.
Oh no, I had them 4-5 when we started. I said we were.
Yeah, he said 54 wins.
I said 54 wins. I said 4th or 5th.
I thought the Nuggets would be there too, though, so I can't talk, man. I really did.
So when does Jamal Murray come back?
Well, there were a couple rumors that they thought that the Nuggets would push him early, but he's set for March, and the Nuggets have come out to the press and said that's there will not be earlier than March. But this is where things get interesting, because if the Nugs creep down to the play-in territory and that season looks like it's a pretty much shot, and Jamal's coming back and he's not as strong as everybody thinks, there's a real possibility that with MPJ being for sure out and with COVID and all of these things that are happening, there's a real chance that they might just sit him and say, hey, you know what, Jokic, you're in your prime, and we don't want to waste. And here's one of the big things about Jokic is he is putting up one of the all-time statistical years. Josh, I know you're going to roll your eyes a lot at this. He is actually absolutely dominating individually, but he's also logging a ton of minutes, like way too many minutes. And even though he's getting better in shape for sure, like this team cannot, be on his shoulders to the weight that it is right now. So there's a real chance that, Josh, they might just say, hey, you know what? Maybe we shut it down and we take it easy. We coast. The problem is that Jokic, believe it or not, a lot of people don't know he's a hardcore gamer. He never wants to come out. He always is going hard. So he might just say, screw it. We're going to go for it. But man, I'll be honest with you. When it gets to March territory, I'm going to be watching like this, squinted eyes, because I'm going to be really afraid, man. That's when you get real tired, wore down, injuries start really popping up. And the absolute last thing as a franchise this needs is any injury to Nikola Jokic, because we have been blessed so far that he's been so healthy, like really blessed.
Yeah, I mean, 32 minutes a game.
I think that is a benefit to you. I mean, I understand that Jokic is getting a ton of minutes right now, but one thing about his game that's a benefit to that factor is that he's not really moving a lot whenever he's in his position. Like, he gets to his spots and then he's very patient and he does his pivots and he does his over the arch shots. But he's not like a guard. He's not like, sprinting up and down the court really, or he's not like moving a lot to where maybe he can log more minutes without being injury prone. I don't know. Not going to work there. I would hate to see Jokic go down as well.
That's true.
I'm excited to see him today. The question I have for you though is, did you ever believe in Michael Porter Jr.?
Okay, so this is something that Josh always wants to talk to me about. So here, yeah, I know, and you know what? There's a lot of that sentiment around here, Charles, in St. Louis, especially Missouri. A lot of people are salty because of how he, his college career at Mizzou, or if you want to call it that, I guess. But what is crazy about this is I was looking at his stats earlier this morning, and his stats are not going to blow you away, right? But what he does blow you away was he was shooting 46% from three with a lot of attempts. So he was at the top of the percentage chart, and we desperately miss that right now. To answer your question though, Charles, my problem is this. I don't think that he was deserving of a max contract currently today. The Nugs did something that the Nugs never do, which is they rolled the dice and they put money on what they thought, their gamble. They gambled and said, we think he's going to be all-timer or maybe whatever the case may be.
Dude, I want to pause for a second. I want to make sure we get your internet been going in and out. You know what I mean? I want to make sure we get this take perfectly.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know if my internet's sketchy or what, but you guys are coming okay for me.
Yeah, your audio is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, MPJ is a bust in my mind. Like he would have to like come back strong. Like and he did do well during the playoffs, right? Like last year.
Yeah, he was well. He was a killer. Yeah. And that's the thing is that it all depends on if there is a comeback, I mean, now.
Yeah.
they're speaking as if, I mean, we're talking, this is his second lumbar spine surgery. So
yeah,
it's
a lingering issue too. I mean, it's a back.
The thing that's interesting though is
he wasn't right coming in and just for
what?
I think Charles might be dipping in.
Charles, you got the bad internet.
Yeah.
Bro.
So I don't know if he's
struggling. Me, am I dipping in and out?
Yeah, you did not. I mean, now you good, but your garage internet is struggling. But yeah, anyways, MPJ.
I didn't have my. I usually have the Ethernet plugged in. Okay, here we go. I have the Ethernet
plugged in now.
My bad. I didn't set that up.
You good?
I forgot to do.
Yeah, it's all good.
Go ahead.
But yeah, MPJ is a bust in my opinion.
It's easy to say that now, though. That's the problem, though, Josh. It's easy to say that now. If he okay, let me ask you this question: what if they sign this max contract and he has a season this year and he does exactly what he did last year, which was 19 points per game, about 7-ish rebounds a game, shooting 43% from the 3-point line? Do you still think that? Would you say that's a bust? I mean, it's a bust now because he's on his deathbed.
Absolutely not. But like, my opinion is that back injury is gonna linger, and it's clearly throughout how long he's been in the league. 3 years.
Yeah. Well, 4. He basically redshirted.
Right.
His first year.
I'm saying that's going to linger, and it's been a serious issue throughout his whole career in the NBA, and it seems to keep bothering him, and I just don't see him getting over that. But I mean, I'd love to be proven wrong. Like MPJ, I'd love for him to come back healthy, but it's just I don't see it.
You don't like being proven wrong. Don't stop saying that lie. You keep saying that. It's like the 5th show. You like, I like being proven wrong. You don't.
I like being proven wrong. But how the world works is I'm typically right all the time. So
see, I mean, there it is. There's the realness right there. That's what I'm talking about. There it is.
I'll tell you what you were not right about, and I don't want to get too harsh here, but you were wrong about the previous episodes about your Devin Booker crying sentiment about him not being in the MVP race. You were dead wrong about that. I will be honest with you. He should not be in that conversation at all.
I'd say let's finish out the season first.
Okay, that's fair.
Well, yeah, because I mean it's good timing, honestly, for you to say that because he did have a shitty,
awful game
yesterday. Yeah,
MVP step up on the best. I told you that. I told you.
And what happened the last time that the Clippers played? The Suns, though, too, right? Yeah, what happened the last Clippers-Suns matchup, too, though, right?
Oh, yeah, we smashed them.
No.
Right? Oh, no,
the Clippers got you.
No, the Clippers won.
Yeah, what you doing? Yeah. Again, you just be forgetting stuff.
Conveniently. Hey, but guess what? We still sitting at 26-6. So I can hear your bickering, but it's very soft from up top.
Oh,
yeah, I can't say much
about
that.
Just focus on your guys' struggles, and then we might have a bad game or two, but 6 losses out of 32 games so far, not so bad.
Very
impressive. At the end of the day, we're in the same spot when it comes to not winning a chip last year. None of us did. If we all make the playoffs, we all make the playoffs. It's still a level playing field when we get to the playoffs. Just gotta make the playoffs.
There ain't no level this year. There ain't no level playing field, bro.
Wait, so
y'all like to think that it's a level playing field in the playoffs this year, but it's not gonna be.
So I have a question for you both with that, what Charles just said. So obviously the Suns made it to the finals last year. We know that. So I was curious about your all franchises because I'm not sure about this, but I was looking at the Nugs. The Nugs have only made it to the conference finals 3 times. Technically, they made it to the finals once in the ABA, but where have you all been? How many finals appearances or conference finals have you been? Because the Nugs are really lacking in that category.
I mean, I think
as a team, as a franchise.
Finals appearances, I think honestly it's been maybe 3
or 4
from the Suns. I'd have to look that up. But to my recollection, I can only remember 2 or 3. I think one was with Charles Barkley, and then
finals.
Then the last one. I don't think
Nash.
No Nash.
You guys
Nash never made.
Nash went to the finals. To my understanding.
Yeah, I got 1 conference championship. That conference finals appearance.
Wow.
It's 3. 1 in 76, 1 in 93, and then 1 last year.
Last year was the first year we got past the second round.
Wow. Okay.
So
really, ever.
Sheesh. Like that's what I'm saying. Like. That's why I tell it's a different franchise with Ballmer is. I think immensely everybody that makes fun of the Clippers, they talk about the old franchise. I mean, not the same name. I get it, but Donald Sterling, and you may notice, like, when you have an owner that does not care about winning, your team's not going to win. Like it's. I have this argument with Laker fans all the time. Like, your team sucked. Well, you had Jerry Buss. Like, that dude wanted to win so badly. It didn't. He was going, y'all gonna win. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, Donald Sterling was trading Danny Manning he'll have 23, 24 points. 30 year has to get re-signed. What'd he do? Not re-sign him, send him off. Every time we had a great player that was about to get re-signed, Donald Sterling said, nah, I don't want to pay him, send him off. Elton Brand, great year. Recruits Baron Davis. After the Baron Davis dunk on against Karolinko, the next year, Elton Brand says, come. Baron Davis is coming to the Clippers, signs, and after he signs, Elton Brand says, I don't want to play here no more, and leaves and goes to the Sixers. Like, that's what happened. And because Donald Sterling cussed at Elton Brand in his re-signing meeting, and he decided to leave. Bro, like, Donald Sterling during those times ruined teams that were able to make the next. That team, the Clippers had to deal with all that racism and stuff like that. That was the year people were talking about Clippers are making it to the finals. That was the team. We had the great bench. They called it the Tribe Called Bench at the time. And then we had Chris was at his prime. Blake was at his prime. DeAndre, if there is a prime, that was it.
Yes.
Yeah, he's long.
And the whole racism thing happened, gone out of there.
Yeah.
So wait, and Sarver, I hope.
That's a great right, exactly, and that's a great conversation too. We all know about those, right? Because obviously Josh and Sarver has some a decorated past of negativity, and then the Cronkies don't really have that same level. But the big thing about the Cronkies for the Nuggets was that they just don't spend. They're just like, you know what, we're a small market and we don't want to spend. And so you know what's funny, Josh? What they do decide to spend on, that's when they rolled that dice on MPJ, and it's not looking great for them. So yeah, I'm right there with you.
It's not looking good.
So here's my thing. Here's a segment that I want to focus on, especially now that the Nuggets and the Clippers are going to be playing each other tonight. Let's compare starting five. Ooh. Let's go down the line.
I want to get in that, but I got to ask him one more question about Jokic, because I got to see it. I know what his answer is going to be, but who is more valuable? I like this one. Embiid or Jokic? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, that was the other thing. I'll be honest with you both. I was really salty about the last episode when that whole Jokic versus Embiid conversation happened. And, you know, obviously I'm biased, but
love it.
Yeah, I just, to me personally, I don't think it's even I don't think it's a conversation. I mean, I don't know how many games Embiid played, but Jokic played I think every game last year almost. Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah.
Sure. And you know, and what's crazy, and this is the thing that I'm struggling with currently right now, is his year this year is better than his MVP season. He's dipped a little bit. He's dipped a little bit. I think he's going to bring it back up. But, you know, there's a different narrative that comes around the MVP. So I'm not saying that he will win it. I think he should, but that's just me. But, you know, here's the problem with the Embiid versus Jokic conversation. And this is something that I don't think gets put into the weighting of that MVP route, which is everybody says, oh, you have to have a winning team, right? You have to be in the top of your conference, whatever it may be. And that's fine. I get that. But you also have to, I think that there should be some kind of statistical analysis that goes into all of your other rotation players, like PER or whatever, the plus minus. Something has to say, like, you know, if Jokic only gets 45 wins and Embiid gets 55 wins, but Jokic is like other team members and his whole team, like PER is like 8 percentage points less than the Philly, or there's like so many other factors like strength of schedule and injuries and all of these things that kind of go into, you know, I just think people look at these flat numbers, these like static numbers, and they say, this guy's better than this guy, even though if we look at it, I want to say Jokic is, I don't have Embiid's numbers up, but I think his numbers were better than Embiid's. But you know, you also got to be like, Jokic is just straight up just carrying this squad of just honestly like college players, to be honest. I mean, it's bad news.
Who's your second best player? Will Barton?
Right now, I would say overall, I would say it's probably AG. I think AG's been having a great year actually, but he's not putting up numbers. It's just he's great for the team. Him and Jokic have a great synergy together. But yeah, so I don't know. Here's the thing: I don't have a whole lot of statistical analysis on why Jokic over Embiid, but I'd love to hear the Embiid argument. I'm not sure that I quite understand where that is.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is, I think Jokic is better than Embiid. Personally, I think Embiid might be more fun to watch, and I think Embiid can do basically everything, and he's a lot more agile and athletic than Jokic, I think, personally. But I think Jokic, although he might be boring to watch at times, I think that he is much more efficient. And I think his statistics are better, and I think he is more valuable to his team than Embiid is. And plus, Embiid tends to be a little injury prone, and Jokic is playing more games.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, he's a workhorse.
I would say that Charles is probably the one that is in defense of Embiid the most.
Yeah, Charles, why is that? Can I hear what do you think?
It's so funny. I don't know if it's a funny thing is when you might have hit the nail on it. It might be just Embiid's more fun, much more fun to watch. You mean I don't like the more and more I watch Jokic, the more and more I'm like, okay, for me it's just him carrying his team. I don't think the Nuggets should be nowhere near where they are right now. I don't understand. And the Sixers are what, a 7th, 8th, and they got a full roster but Ben Simmons. So for me, as much as I would love to defend my African brother and say he better than Jokic, it's just tough for me because Jokic, man, he's just overall, he's like you said, he beats Embiid in every stat category right now. Like it's points, he has more points, he shoots 13% better at field goal percentage. Like his 3-point percentage is better. Like it's I don't know.
I will say the Sixers would be booty without Embiid though.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
I would say that is true.
But
Yeah,
the Nugs wouldn't even be. I mean, I don't even know if they'd be a bottom. They'd be 27 to 30 probably. And this is something, Charles, I'd love before I get off of here today. I would love to just talk about some of these advanced stats because Jokic is on a top 10 on your overall stats. But where the nerds like me really get excited is because he is a leader in a lot of the advanced statistics. So real quick, just looking at last year as a whole. Embiid plays 51 games. He goes 28.5 points per game. He goes 2.8 assists and 10.6 rebounds for 51 games. That's a great stat line. Jokic plays all 72 last season. He goes 26.4 for points, 8.3 assists, and 10.8 rebounds. I mean, for last year's MVP, I don't know how you argue with that one. On top of all the advanced analytics that are happening there, it's kind of crazy, in my opinion.
Yeah, the thing about the old MVP race, every year the person that wins the MVP, I always think the next year they're always gonna have a better year. They always Giannis, he won twice. He had a good year, he had a better year and won it again. And the year after that was better than the last year, but he didn't win it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. I hate that.
Like it always happens that it's hard to win that second one. But I think Jokic gets himself in that same category with the same thing he did last year. If he carries the Nuggets to like third, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be tough to overcome a Steph Curry.
Yeah.
That's just going to be tough. Or Kevin Durant. They're first. They're both first.
Jokic ain't getting that MVP.
No.
It's not because he doesn't deserve it. It's because that's just how it works.
Yeah, Josh, I was just having this conversation the other day, and here's the good thing about Jokic is he doesn't look like it, but the guy's only 26 years old. So let's say you have another 5 years of prime Jokic. So like my hope is that maybe Jamal comes back, really bounces back from this, and maybe we make a couple moves in the future when we get under the cap a little bit better in a better position. And I'm hoping that out of these 5 years, maybe we have some real like a 3-year slot where we're really gunning. Because I know that he's just going to keep his personal stats are just going to keep getting better and better and better. What we really need to do is just build around him because, to your point, he's never going to be in those MVP conversations again unless the team as a whole can kind of put him up there with.
That's why I'm thinking. That's why I'm thinking. Do you guys tank this year to try to pick up someone in the draft? Like MPJ that contract is going to linger.
I know it's gonna be
tough to build around with that contract. So you almost need some young talent to refresh things up a little bit. And it's not like you guys are gonna be winning the championship this year.
It's two things with MPJ. You want him to as much as we want him to come. You want him to come back and play well. I think it's just too thin. He comes back and plays well. He retires, man. That's the only way you get that money back. But I think the Nuggets I thought this. The Nuggets healthy is the third best team in the West. If I close my eyes and every team is healthy, like I still think it's Nuggets 3 and then Lakers 4th. You know what I'm saying? Suns
and where the Clippers fall there.
Oh, we're 5 or 6. We're completely healthy.
With Kawhi and George, you got 5 and 6.
Well, Kawhi and I
thought that was gonna be higher.
Yeah, I think you guys should take the Lakers. You don't think so? Full health?
Full health
on the Lakers? Yeah.
The Lakers,
you don't think so?
In my opinion, the Lakers
out of 7? Out of 7 games? You don't think so? I'm just asking.
I'd say fully healthy, everyone healthy in the West.
Everybody healthy in the West.
It goes Suns, it goes Warriors, it goes Nuggets, it goes Clippers, it goes Lakers.
Josh got it too. And here's my other thing too is I got to be honest with you. This might make me sound really bad. I don't know if you could say full. I mean, it's hard for me right now in the Warriors because they are doing so well, but I didn't have them slated at the top of the West. I think a lot of people had them on 6, 7, just depending on what the Clay. I mean, they're killing it for sure. I feel like even if you said before the season started, I think a lot of people would probably not even have them at the top. So I think those Clippers and the Lakers could probably move up. To be honest,
dude, they were not very good last year, and they didn't make too many changes this year. So that's why everyone kind of wasn't sure about them. I think they just were sandbagging a little bit last year. They weren't starting a lot of their players, and that's why their record wasn't the best. And I mean, Kuminga was a great draft. Love Kuminga, dude. He's incredible. And Andrew Wiggins has really stepped it up this year.
It's the Warriors offense that will always put me in the 1 or 2. They run an offense that's so elite, and their defense is just led by one of the greatest defenders ever to touch the floor with Draymond Green. Like here. It's just for me, I would never put them under 3 if they're fully healthy because they run an offense. And Jamal Crawford said this on the last. If y'all watch Hoop Visions, for y'all, it's probably the best thing to watch. For people that love stat, that is like the best thing to watch. When those guys talk, he was talking about how on the floor, they don't even know what they're running. They're playing off each other. They got all the smartest guys in the NBA on their team. They're not calling plays. They're not coming down like, hey, run this, run that. It's like all off of just how we feel. Curry's like, I want a double screen now, and they just run off of that. And it's like you can't defend something you don't know what's coming because they don't even know what's coming.
Right.
And for a team like that, it's hard to figure them out and come in like, oh, okay, this. What the game plan is for every team against them. Try to slow down Steph.
Yeah. You almost got to guard. You almost got to guard behind him. Like similar. You remember when James Harden and the Rockets, people like teams were like guarding him from behind.
Yes.
Make sure that he couldn't. I mean, you almost got to do that with the Warriors this year. And I would say the one weakness that they have is their big men. James Wiseman isn't back, dude. Shut up. James Wiseman does not move the needle. I'm sorry. He has not proven himself to me, and maybe he will get to that elite status one day. But so far, having him back is not moving the needle.
I understand you keep saying that it has to be the big man, but I understand that they don't really need him to do nothing but score 8 points and have 10 rebounds. He's not the vocal point. All he needs to do is set screens.
If you're a team that is playing against the Warriors and you have if you have a good center, then that needs to be your focus. And then that's one of the main reasons why we lost yesterday is because we didn't focus enough on feeding Ayton.
That's true, but
honestly, and you have Kevin Looney on 8. Like that's a mismatch. No offense to Kevin Looney, but compared to DeAndre Ayton, he's a bum.
Right.
So you need to focus on that mismatch. And that's where their hole is, and that's what you need to focus on. And that's my point. And we weren't doing that yesterday.
Don't you think though? Like what impressed me yesterday with them was that I feel like they did a really good job of kind of doubling Devin, Book off those screens, and they really didn't let him move. I know he didn't play very well, but they didn't let him move around a whole lot. I mean, don't you think that kind of threw off the game plan of like the Suns are never just gonna be like, hey, we're just gonna feed Ayton, we're just gonna post him up.
That's
and
the problem.
I know, but.
Is that we're not making adjustments, and that we need to just focus heavy on feeding Ayton the ball. He's gotten a lot better at being patient in the paint and not just like doing this fadeaway mid-range shot that he's fell in love with during the beginning of his career. But now he's pivoting, he's getting big, and he's making better moves down low. So why not just feed him, give him the ball, and then let him work? He's our anchor whenever we need points. You know, maybe fighting Booker all the time. If they're going to double team Booker, let them focus on Ayton and have Chris Paul and Ayton do that pick and roll. I love that shit, you know. But they weren't doing it yesterday. They were still trying to give Booker the ball. And, yeah, they played well against us. They doubled Booker, and Booker doesn't really ever do well when he's double teamed. And that's one of his main flaws, which is frustrating. He is. He doesn't do well when he's
do well with double. That's not a good thing. That's not, if you know, that is not a good thing. The best player on a team needs to do well with double team. Remember, he was complaining about being double team in the pickup game.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I see why. I see why now he complains in a pickup game. In regular NBA game with double team, he already ain't doing nothing. So what's?
Charles, they were training too hard, man. They were training too hard.
But Dugan feels he agrees with me in my frustration with Jay Crowder though. And absolutely. I don't know if you were listening earlier, Dugan, but I was talking about how Cameron Johnson should switch out with Jay Crowder.
I agree.
He's been playing much better.
Yeah.
And Jay Crowder needs to go on that bench role.
I'm actually not sure what Monty's deal is with Cam. I feel like I don't know if there's some beef there or not, but he's great in a second unit, but he also could be really great in Jay's spot too. Yeah. So I get it. I mean, can I, not to switch it too much, but Charles, I'm just curious, like, since it's happening today where we're playing each other tonight, can I just get like, what do you think a prediction of tonight's game? How do you think that it's going to go tonight? I'm just curious.
Okay, so there's two. I'm going to go one. I'm going to go confident right now. I believe the news of Paul George coming out is going to motivate some of the guys to know that we have to split up this 26 points a game that he has. We have to, Reggie, you got to step up.
Reggie's got the 40.
You got to knock some things out. After Christmas, y'all got to spend time at home. The Nuggets are coming off a late game. Going to be here. The game is at 6, not 7:30. So it's not like they get a full 24 hours. It's a nice little 20 hours. They got to make the trip. I don't know if they traveled this morning or last night. They know. The players know. It matters.
Utah to LA is Salt Lake City to LA, dude. It's like
I know there's
flight, right?
I mean, sometimes because of Christmas, sometimes they come the day before because it's LA. Yeah. Duh. Players want to be out here and hang out here for the day before. It is Denver. Let's be real. Like who would you? Anywho, I believe that the Clippers. I keep doing it. I believe the Clippers will win this game by 8 points.
Ooh,
sheesh.
8 points because it's two things. If we're playing well the entire game, Nuggets folded in the last fourth quarter. They're just gonna be like, forget it. We're tired. It's Chris. I'm gonna go back home. And when's the next game for the Nuggets? I don't know the next
Tuesday. So here's a fun week for the Nuggets. I believe it's Tuesday, Thursday, back-to-back Golden State.
Oh, so they really
have to win this game. They have to win this game because they're for sure losing.
Oh yeah, I see.
Wait, so who's gonna be a leading scorer?
Right, who's having
Reggie
the game
Jackson.
tonight?
Reggie Jackson. Okay,
Reggie Jackson.
All right.
I actually feel like that's a good prediction though because the Nugs cannot guard. They cannot guard guards. When you ever get a quick or shifty guard, the Nugs cannot. We cannot contain them.
Well, Will Barton and Monte Morris ain't cutting it.
So Will Barton is going to jack up. He's going to jack because he had a really bad game, so he's going to keep jacking. And Jokic, I think, is going to have a monster night. I think if they're going to put Zubac on him, that's usually feast time for Jokic. To be honest with you, I can't imagine that they would put. I don't even know if Serge what minutes he's logging these days, but I don't know who else they would put on him.
He got more minutes on his cooking channel than he got on the court.
Serge about to get like 50. Now you're gonna see Jokic's going to see a healthy dose of Serge today. I think they're gonna get back and forth, throw some.
Ain't nothing to worry about, bro.
Hardenstein, throw some double teams at him. Definitely off the catch. Soon he catches, somebody's coming.
Let's go. Let's go. Starting five. Let's get it. All right.
What? Oh,
starting five versus starting five. Let's go.
Starting five versus starting five.
All right. We'll get the easy one first. Center, obviously Jokic.
Oh yeah, hands down. He might have a career night tonight.
Have the Jokic.
I don't have
power forward. Who's the power forward for the Nuggets?
Right now they're starting Jeff Green, Uncle Jeff. They're starting
Uncle Jeff. And who's the power forward for Marcus Morris?
I'm not winning.
Is that a wash? I don't know. I guess Marcus will take that. I have no faith in Jeff Green.
Marcus got it. Marcus got that power forward. Yeah.
All right. So small forward. You got Terrence Mann?
Yeah, I think so, man.
Who's small forward for the Nuggets?
The AG usually is going to be in there. Yeah,
he got it.
He's like, and see, this is where Charles. This is where the question is because normally AG would be all over PG. That's not happening tonight. So I wonder what Malone's going to put AG on. I'm thinking he might actually put him on Reggie. I don't know.
That's a nightmare for Reggie.
No, he can guard. Yeah, he can guard those ones, man.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough for Reggie. I don't know. Aaron Gordon's really great defense.
How do you feel, Charles? Charles not worried. It sounds like.
I'm not worried about no Eric Gordon, Reggie Jackson.
Boy.
He gonna give him 26. He gonna give him 26. Hey, look at here. Don't be surprised, Eric Bledsoe, because they got bad. Like he said, they can't guard Eric. Look at here. Eric Bledsoe is a stocky dude. He gets 15 points in. Look, he gonna have 15 points in the first half. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised.
I would be so upset.
Yeah, he does it, but he'll score 0 points in the second half. But he'll have a solid 15 because he's fast, he's strong, and the Nuggets are tied. Like they're just coming off a game. Like I'm just saying, like I think that matters. Like being a back-to-back after Christmas, that's a lot. That's a lot of energy.
So Bledsoe ain't getting 15 points.
I will be so upset. So all right, so let me tell you this. I'll be really upset if he has a good game. I'll be really upset if Luke Kennard has a good game against us. And I will be most upset if they're a driving force. And I know this seems like a long shot, but if Isaiah Hartenstein has a good game tonight, I will be very upset because he was somebody who the Nuggets really wanted to work, and he just couldn't fit into the Jokic system. He could not hang in that type of basketball. And he's having a good year for you all, I think, or was.
Yeah.
So if he has like his version of a revenge game, I will be so salty. I'll be so salty. Let's hope that doesn't happen.
Who's backing up Jokic right now? Are you guys playing small ball with Uncle Jeff, or what? Who's the backup center?
Yeah, they usually go super small, but what he'll usually do is he'll sub in Zeke Naji, who's not really a 5, and they just kind of like play 5 out. To be honest with you,
and here this kind of segments into another.
Or JaMychal Green too, which is just terrible.
JaMychal Green, yeah, he's
awful.
But here's one thing I want to bring up.
Y'all took us from him. I was like, yes.
I know. And then Charles, they re-signed him. They were like, you know what? You did so good. Hey, you did good on a 1 year. Let's give you a 2-year. Awful.
The thing is that y'all re-signed him after he started talking smack about us losing that 3-1. They're like, we lost that 3-1 because we just didn't feel this, that, and the third. And then signed with a team that beat us. And then I was like, y'all can have him, man. He overrated.
And you know what the worst part about it, Charles? Josh will love this. Josh is gonna get just so excited because you know what happened is they kept him and let JaVale walk. They said, "Hey, JaVale, we're not gonna play you, and then you can just go." And now he's gonna lead a team to the finals again, probably. And we keep JaMychal Green, who's having I think it's his worst career year so far. So
yeah, JaVale McGee having his best career year. Honestly, he's been playing great. I was trying to get JaVale McGee last year, and I think but we stuck to our guns with Dario Saric, who's trash.
Yikes.
And yeah, I love JaVale McGee on the Suns, so thank you for him.
I'm salty.
Here's my thing, though. Dugan, what's up with Bobo?
Why don't they play him?
Play that man.
He's so bad at basketball.
He's like 9 feet tall.
I know. And you know what? Bad at basketball. It is so.
He's not that bad. Come on.
Yeah, he is.
He's really that bad?
Yeah, and you know what? It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. But do you ever have somebody on your team who, even in just garbage time, you're a fan, so you're watching garbage time, and you ever have your team put somebody out there and you're just like, how are you actually that bad in garbage time with all subs, and they just clearly look like the worst player on the floor? I don't know if you guys ever have that. That's bull.
Is he just like struggling with shooting? Like what's bad about him?
He has no way. So the positive side is that he's a baby. He's like 19. He's super young. The bad side is he has no adaptation to NBA basketball. So in college, he was bigger than everybody, taller than everybody. He could kind of get his shot off whenever he wanted. He could move. The floor's a little bit smaller. He can kind of navigate. In the NBA, there's none of that. And you're not big anymore. And on top of that, even if you're taller than somebody, if you're going to get out muscled and pushed around like a twig, it's also not going to do much for you. So while you want to see him as an experiment from an actual team functioning, there's no team chemistry at all. And so I listen, I'm sure you guys do too. You have all of your team podcasts. I listen to like all the beat writers and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. It's one of those things, it seems like in Denver, where Bull's just not even like part of the team. It's almost just kind of like he's a practice dummy. And he doesn't even really go hard. It's like the team has no faith that they actually are looking to trade him. But I don't think there's any suitors. Like I don't think anybody wants to take on a project like that.
I don't understand. The thing is, why don't they put him in the G League and just let him rock down there?
That's a good point.
That's a great question. That's a great question.
I see he doesn't play him but like you could say he has no NBA adaptation. But like, bro, you can get there. The G League is way better. This is the best the minor league NBA has ever been. I don't care. Nobody right now. It is really good, and I don't understand why you just don't throw Bobo down and let him be down.
Well, I mean, but if you're Sarver, you sell your G League team, and then we're just fucking.
Yeah, we don't have ours either anymore. I think.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Ours is like in Iowa or something.
But who's the Nuggets GM?
Tim Connolly.
All right, Tim Connolly. You hit up Tim. I'll hit up James Jones. We're gonna make this trade. Jalen Smith for Bobo, straight up. Let's go.
I would do that. Yeah, I would do that.
Why would he not do
would.
that?
Let's bring in Bobo. Let's bring in some length. I love it.
You just don't like Jalen because he's on a championship team. Like, bro, like
what?
I would.
Jalen. I think Jalen on like a the Nuggets that need some backups.
But we're clearly not giving him.
I don't need him. That's why. That's
what I'm saying. Give me Bobo. I want to experiment. Let's experiment with Bobo. The dude is like, taller than a 2-story building.
You know what? I'm telling you, Josh, you'd be really rolling dice on a championship chemistry. If you want to mess with that sync that you all got going, all the power to you. But I don't think. Listen, there's a reason he's not been traded yet. It's not because the Nuggets want to hold on to him. It's a long-term draft pick. I don't think there's anybody out there. They're pretty clear about not wanting him to play.
That's wild. I don't know. I still have hope for Bobo. I have more hope for Bobo than MPJ. But that's a hot take.
Oh my God. Pre-back surgery, if you said that, we would fight. We would just straight up fight. But
yeah.
I get it after post-back surgery. I get it. Okay. So tonight, friendly wager. I don't know what we want to put on. We can put whatever you want on it. But here's my prediction real quick because I got to get this in. I think Jokic is going to have a monster night. I think that it all is going to depend on Josh's favorite player, Will Barton. And if he shoots 2 for 15 or 6 for 11, it all depends on him. I think hopefully AG's back. I actually don't even know. He was out last game, so I don't know if he's going to even be playing. He's had some tightness. I think it was like a knee tightness or something weird like that. But even with that being said, Vegas has the Nuggets by 4. I like them by 5, but I think it's going to be a classic Nuggets run here where we're going to be up in the third by about like 15. And then we're just going to completely blow it. And it's going to come down to the last 3 minutes of the game. And it's going to be all down to what Charles was saying. I actually agree with him. I think it's going to be if we can guard a point guard or not. But I think they're going to pull it out, barely squeak it out.
Now that I'm looking at the update, we got no Reggie Jackson.
Oh, no Reggie.
Oh, wow.
No Paul George.
What's wrong with Reggie Jackson? Is he got COVID?
He's out. I think he might be in protocols. No Paul George.
No
Marcus Morris Sr. No Isaiah Hartenstein.
Oh, my.
We got Eric Bledsoe, Luke Kennard, Terrence Mann, Nicholas Batum, and Zubac as our starters.
Oh, if we don't win, I'm sorry. If we don't win tonight.
If y'all don't win.
If we don't win, this is just – well, here's the problem. Yeah. This is where the Nuggets are right now. It's a total coin flip, okay? Flip. Because that Charlotte game, they were up by 19 in the third, blew that, right? The game before that – oh, by the way, the Charlotte game, just for everyone out there, the Nuggets had their franchise worst fourth quarter of all time against the Hornets. So that's something. Then in the third, before that, we play the Magic, right? The week before that, we play the Magic. No, Jokic gets ejected in the third quarter. Okay. And at the time he goes out, Nikola Jokic was logging a plus minus of plus 31. Okay. A plus 31. It's wild. Insanity. We end up losing that game by 5 points. Okay, because the team just can't function without the God, Jesus himself, Nikola Jokic. So it all depends on him, but it can be a coin flip. If he has a bad game, the Nuggets, they lose. It's that simple.
So wait, what's the over/under on Jokic and his points? What do you think?
I think I saw something that was like, I don't know.
I'm saying personally, don't look it up. Personally,
well, it's got to be close to his average. Right now, he's averaging 26.
26, yeah.
Yeah, so I bet you it's probably close to that. But with all these players out, they might bump it up closer to 30. I don't know. He usually is around 30. I saw something that was like over/under was 34 points and something. I don't know. They always combine them, so I'm not really sure. But I mean,
so let's make a wager. All right.
Yeah.
Charles versus Dugan.
No wager.
Charles, no, he's gonna need the spread. Dugan loves the spreads. I'm more of a straight up shooter kind of guy.
I'm gonna go with spread because that's my team is looking really bleak right now.
Yeah, he needs the spread. He's favored to lose. He needs the spread.
So what's the spread? What do you guys? Don't look it up.
He said 3.5.
That's what it was before this. Yeah,
that's the spread you're gonna take.
I don't know. It's gonna change, man. There's no way it stays at that by the time of game time at 6. That's this morning. There's no way. It's gonna move up to like at least 8.
Let's establish the spread right now. Charles, what's the spread that you want to take?
I think
let's do $20.
I'm gonna take the 3. I think if I had to put the Clippers winning, we win by 3 or more. But if we lose, it's by 8 or more. It's not. It's like it's one of those. It's like we win by 3 or more. Like we win by 3 or we lose by 10. Like I honestly believe that. With this, I don't know what's gonna happen with this roster. Their starting 5 did you hear the starting 5?
Yeah, that's all I had to hear. Eric Bledsoe starting. That's all I had to hear. So how about this spread of let's say 6? Would you take that bet, Charles? Would you take that bet?
I'll take that bet.
Yeah, he would take that. Yeah, I wouldn't take that though. I'm not going above Vegas's.
With Reggie out, you're not gonna take the 6.
I would have to see who the Nuggets lineup is too, because I don't have that in front of me, so I don't know who that is.
Starting, that's all you need, bro.
I would say this. I would want to wait until that line changes, like Charles was saying, because if it goes super high, like he thinks, then 6 sounds good. But if it's going to stay at right around 4, I'm not going to give them an extra 2 points because the Nuggets literally need every point that they get because they blow every single lead that is every time Jokic steps off the floor, that lead gets just gone.
Y'all too heavily reliant on.
But if you want to do straight up, if you ever want to go straight up, I would do that. I'll bet anybody straight up because right now it's like I said, I'm on it. It's a coin flip. It's a 50-50. The Nugs were 1 over 500. They just lost their last 2. Now they're 1 under 500. It can go either way. Anytime.
Charles, we going straight up?
We go straight up.
Let's go. We going straight up, baby.
Let's hope that it fares better than last time when you guys did straight up. The Clippers edged out the Suns by about 15. Edge out. It's more of a beat down. So let's hope it doesn't go that route.
But what are you talking about that? Charles, you putting the pink slip on the Tesla?
What?
He's putting the pink slip on the Tesla on the game.
Absolutely. You tripping. That's my Christmas gift to myself. I'm not doing that. You wild, boy.
I can't wait to watch. Are you Charles, you say you're going in person?
I'm going in person.
Oh, man, I'm so jealous.
My brother's birthday, and I told him I was taking to a Clipper game, so this was the game I was going to pick. But I got these tickets a long time ago, so
I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous.
Straight up bet, shake hands.
Yeah, deal. Listen, we can obviously obviously change it as the day goes on. I have no problems with that.
You can change it. What are you talking about?
No, I'm just saying if he wanted to go, if he wanted to do a side bet on the spread, I like the spread.
Yeah, you love the spread.
Yeah. So Josh, what's your prediction? What about you? You're the third party here. Prediction of the game tonight.
Are you doing straight up? It's straight up?
No. I'm
not betting on the straight up.
No.
I don't even know.
I just want your prediction. Yeah, I just want your game prediction.
Oh.
I think the Nuggets are going to win by 8.
Ooh.
Yeah, because Eric Bledsoe's starting. That's it. That's literally he's going to be plus minus negative 15, and the Nuggets are going to win by 8. Just solely because of Jokic, and Aaron Gordon's going to lock up your next up best player. Who's your best player?
I got to make sure that he's still playing. Actually,
Terrence Mann, this is so weird, bro. I have no idea.
Ty
Lue is definitely in there. Like, look, you guys, we just got to make sure they don't score that many points. Like,
is Ty Lue gonna come out there with his
pretty much? He's probably saying
basketball shoes on and start playing.
He says Jokic can score 40, but no one else should have more than 10. That's his defensive plan. He should be like, look, Jokic can have 40. No one else score more than 10 will win this game. All right.
Yeah, I think Boston Jr. is going to come out, and if you guys give him minutes, where's Boston Jr. play small forward?
Yeah, he's gonna be the 6th person. He probably be the 6th man. He probably be the first
person. I'd say he's gonna get over 15 points.
We have 4 guys on the team. We just signed. We have 4 10-day guys. Like we have 4. Like Boston's about to get at least 20-something minutes today.
Yeah, I think he'll step up.
He pulls.
Yeah, he gets.
So right now, looking at the lineups, looking at it looks like AG is probable with left hamstring soreness. So we're not sure. And I know y'all worried, but JaMychal Green is also probable. So
thank God.
Yeah.
Oh man, sheesh.
Thank you.
But other than that, it looks like we got a full roster. Other than that, so that's good. We'll take that.
All right. So it's $20 straight up. Love to do it. We should make this a reoccurring thing. Like every time we have a special guest on.
You should do it on the game night, on the nights when they play each other. I love that. I don't know if that was meant to be on this or not, but it's fate right now.
Yeah, it happened organically. Love it. But Dugan, we're gonna have you on again at some point. We appreciate all your Nuggets takes. You know, we're not experts on the Nugs, so we like, deferring to you and other fans for their teams to focus and just give us some insights onto actually what's going on under the hood. Because we have our assumptions. Like, for example, Bobo, I think give that man some minutes, but apparently he's hot garbage. Didn't know that. So thanks for that insight. And then I'm also, I think you convinced us on Jokic over Embiid. So
well, I don't know. I mean, I hope so. I don't know. I appreciate you all having me on. I'm really curious whenever the next time will be. Really curious to see how the Nug season obviously goes from there, how the stats progress from there. One tidbit that I want to leave you all with is just something where people say, I don't know about this Jokic guy. It's not fun to watch, whatever the case may be. I just want to throw one last tidbit out, and this can be my leaving, my final goodbye for everybody. I want everybody to go to basketballreference.com. Josh has referenced it a million times before. You go to the overall player leaders, right? They have all these stats categories, okay? And one of them is the PER, right? I was talking about the player efficiency rating. See who's number one on that right now. It's the god. It's the Joker, okay? And it's not just kind of. He's above everybody, right? He's logging a 33 PER right now. That's above Giannis, Joel, KD, Trey, Rudy, everybody. If you look up all-time PERs, okay, I think MJ finished averaging at a 27 PER. Okay, so I just want people, if there was one thing that I could ask, is just people to go to Basketball Reference, get a little nerdy for a second, get to the real detailed stats, and just Control F. You know what I mean? Search Jokic and just see where he falls on each one of those boards, and then come back and tell me, you know what? Maybe I should or should not watch more of this guy.
Yeah,
that's it. So I appreciate y'all having me on, man. I can't wait until the next time, and keep doing what you guys are doing, because I love checking in with you every time that you guys are chatting. And man, I feel the pain of the championship list franchise. Those conference Charles on the conference, even getting to the conference finals, it's a struggle. But Josh has us right now. But man, we're up next for sure.
Yeah, we out here. We're all chasing chips, right? We all chasing.
That's right.
Hey, but we appreciate having you on, bro.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
Yep. All right, dude. We'll be talking. Peace. That is what it is. All right. That was fun.
That was fun. We're at the end of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's been great to have Dugan on. Gave us a lot of Nuggets insight. I hope the Nuggets, Josh just pretty much pushed me into a $20 belt. I didn't even know I shook hands before I even knew what I was betting on, which is just terrible on my part. I'm very frugal. I don't like giving up money at all. So losing,
let's go eat it.
But that's gonna make the game more exciting. Now I'm gonna be in there like, let's go. Let's go, Luke Kennard!
Yeah, right, dude. You can be cheering on Eric Bledsoe like your favorite player. Love it.
After I bet, I was like, I should have checked the who's
injury
playing, the update, and I saw O's by every single starter. I was like, there's no way. I'm going to just help my brother have a great time. So we're gonna have a great time.
It'll be fun.
But we pull this out, bro. I'm like, I don't know what to do with that $20.
You have to buy Eric Bledsoe jersey. I think that's worth about $19 nowadays.
Bro, there's no way. I don't know if they sell those. I still want to. I want the powder blue one though. I need to get that. Got your Christmas gift, man. I didn't get the. I have it here for you. It's fire, man. I'm really excited for you to see it. Yeah, I really like the gift I found. I think it's gonna jog some memories. And I was like very excited when I found it. I was like, okay, when he gets this, y'all gonna see it when he gets it. I didn't send it. We have it here at the crib because you guys told us not to.
We'll be there at the end of January,
and y'all gonna come out here in a month.
So we had to cancel our trip to LA because the COVID. I am COVID-less now, so that's good. But we'll come out there in January. We got your gift too, so it's gonna be fun. And then we're also gonna do a New Year's episode. So look forward to doing that.
End of the what's it? It's Sunday today. When New Year's? When is it?
It's on January 1st.
I know what day New Year's is, my guy. I'm just talking.
I think it's on a Saturday.
Oh, we're 5 days away. Saturday? Okay, so we might do something like a Friday or something like that during the day. But we thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in. Please subscribe to Chasing Chips. Follow us. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter. Follow me. Follow Josh. We're gonna keep bringing this energy, keep bringing it with y'all. And the Suns are still the best team in the West to me. And even though they lost on Christmas Day, I still believe it could be my little hatred. I have more hate probably for the Warriors than I do for the Lakers, to be honest with you.
Okay, we'll get into that.
Because, the Lakers really ain't caused me a lot of heartbreak as much as the Warriors have. So other than that, man, appreciate you being on. I love being on. I love chasing chips. The energy is going to be out of this world. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how to end this.
All right. We out. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.